going to show you how to make Epione Biotech's lateral hinge piece for our laparoscopic surgical suturing device. So go on ahead and open up SolidWorks and then make sure that your units are in IPS. So first things first, we're going to go on ahead and make our first sketch. This sketch is going to be on our right plane. We're going to draw a center circle out from the origin, and we're going to choose its diameter to be 1.4 inches. Next, what we did was we boss extruded that circle. So we went to boss extrude, and we made it to be a thickness of 0.2 inches, and we did a blind extrusion backwards. Next, we drew a second sketch on top of our recently extruded circle from the center of the origin out to a diameter of 1.3. We then did another boss extrusion outwards, so the amount of area between the two circles were extruded out 0.80 inches blindly forward. Next, this is what we have so far. Next, we create a reference plane. So you go up to Features, Reference Geometry, and a Plane. And we use the first reference as the face of this outside cylindrical surface, and the second reference is the front plane of our recent extrusion. This creates a plane tangent to the surface, parallel to the front plane of the piece. Next, we create another sketch on top of that reference plane that we just made, and we create a circle in the middle outwards with a diameter of 0.25 inches. Now, the reason why we had to create this reference plane instead of just sketching directly on this cylindrical surface is because since this surface is curved, we actually are not allowed to sketch on it. Now that we have created this sketch, we can go on ahead and cut extrude it. Now for this cut extrude, we are going to choose the through all option, so it will cut directly through the piece, so we'll have two holes, and we'll click that green check mark. Now that we have this piece right here, we're going to go on ahead and draw another sketch, which is going to give us this extrusion. So let's go on ahead and look at that sketch. So we're going to draw a center rectangle from the origin out, and as you can see, we're going to define these two lines as perpendicular and also to have an equal length, and then we're going to choose this length to be 0.85 inches. After creating that sketch, we're going to boss extrude it backwards blindly to have a depth of 0.7 inches. This gives us about half of our component. Next, we're going to create another sketch. Now this is going to be on the plane of this surface right here, and we are going to go on ahead and use Convert Entities, which is up here. And we're going to convert all of the entities on this rectangular surface. Then we used a 3-point arc from this point to this point and made it a radius of 0.43 inches. Before extruding, we made sure to trim entities and trim off this piece right there to create an enclosed region. We then boss extruded that sketch to have this circular region cover this whole face at 0.585 inches, and we did so blindly. Next, we created another sketch, this time on a plane coincident to this face right here. So what we did was we drew a rectangle coincident to this entity right here out, and we made it 1.4 inches tall and 0.51 inches wide. Now we centered this rectangle on this face right here, which made it fully defined. We then cut extruded that sketch blindly all the way through at 0.85 inches in order to create these two pieces right here, and this allows space for the lateral connector piece to be inserted at a later time. Next, we will create a new sketch on the surface of this face right here, and we're going to go ahead and first make a reference line. So you're going to go to sketch, line, and center line, and we're going to draw it from this point to this point where the straight line of this surface and the curved line of this surface meet. Now this will allow us to center this circle right here in the middle of the two lines. We're going to choose this diameter to be 0.25. Next, we're going to use cut extrude once again, and we're going to cut blindly 0.85 inches inward. This will create two holes all the way through both pieces. This will allow us to insert our axle piece, which will create a hinge for a lateral connector piece. Last but not least, we're going to create one more sketch. This sketch will be a rectangular entity between these two pieces. So you're going to convert entities. You're going to convert this edge and this edge. And then we are going to sketch, and we're going to draw a line from here to here and from here to here. This will define our sketch fully. And finally, we will use cut extrude and blindly cut all the way through 0.85 inches. And this creates our lateral hinge piece.